guys, Jessica here. Welcome back to another episode of Space Engineers. So in the last episode, we had some serious trouble with the game. The game would not work. We were having serious glitches. And it's been a couple of days, and the game just decided to finally behave itself. I didn't actually have to do anything at all except wait for a fix. So the game is working perfectly now. And in this episode, what I want to do is we've had this kind of antenna relay thing set up in the middle of all these asteroids for a few episodes now. We tried building it, when we were sending our drone or our relay drones out to the different asteroids because we were having trouble getting the information. However, we're having too much information on our HUD at all times. So what I want to do is set this thing up so that it's the only thing that's going to be relaying its information to our HUD. All of these asteroids are going to relay their information here, and then this will send it to our main base. So what do I need to do? Well, I need to go over to these different asteroids and set the antennas, or I'm sorry, set their beacons to only, oh no, these are not antennas, these are beacons, aren't they? Okay. Maybe I want to change those out for antennas. But I think what we're going to do for now is just kind of change the distance that they go. So right now you can see it set to broadcast 10,000 meters away. We don't need that. I think we maybe need 400 meters. Basically, however far away those antennas are, which are about 500 meters, I guess. A little over 500 meters. So let's go ahead and just change that to about 500. 524, that's fine. Okay, now let's go over here to this asteroid. And also, sorry if my voice sounds really weird today. I've just had a lot of stuff in the back of my throat for the past couple of days, and so I do apologize if I have to clear my throat or anything of that nature, and you're able to hear it. I do apologize. All right, so let's go ahead and change this one to about, well, let's look at the antennas. About 650 meters away. Okay. And let's turn this down to about 655. That works for me. Definitely works for me. Okay. Let's try going over here to this asteroid and doing the same thing. Although we're still able to see that, even though we're much further away than... Oh boy, okay, this may not even work. This may not even work. I actually do not have a clue. It seems like it should, but it might not. If it does not work, then I'll probably have to change those two antennas, and I just want to make sure we actually have enough uranium still sitting in here. That has started to drain over the course of the time that these have been erected. Okay, so this one is about 500 meters as well. So let's go ahead and change that. Oh no, we already set this one to 500. Which asteroid didn't we do before? Because I shouldn't have been able to see that information from this asteroid. That should have been too far away. Let's see what happens when we go 500 meters away. We're able to see it still. Now, why would it be doing that? We just specifically set it to only go 524 meters. Okay, that's not something I was expecting to have happen. Let's see what happens if I go this way, away from that relay station in the middle there. No, we're still able to see it. Okay. Alright, well, let's go ahead and let's try a couple of other things. Let's reduce that distance, like, basically down to 0, just as an experiment to see what the heck is going on here. Because I don't want to be able to see all of this information on my screen. It only needs to be relayed to Intrepid. We don't necessarily need to monitor that information all the time. And so it's just kind of annoying having it all there. So let's just basically go to 2 meters here. What happens at 2 meters? Okay, so at 2 meters I can't see it even when it's right in front of me. That's interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and change that then to, oh, let's say 28 meters. What happens at 28 meters? Now, isn't that strange? This one works properly at about 28 meters. You can see that as soon as we hit 29, it fades out of our range. But the other one doesn't do that. It doesn't do that when we raise it up to 524 though. Something gets messed up in the middle there. So I don't know, let's do it 74. What happens at 74 meters? Well, at 74 meters, we're still able to see it pretty much for as far away as we can go. I don't understand that. How come it'll work properly at 28 meters, but as soon as you go to 74 meters, it's like, no, it's just going to show up no matter how far away you are. That's actually kind of broken, because we're able to reduce the amount of power that it requires, but we're still able to see it for as far away as we want to be able to see it. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. That does not make a whole lot of sense at all. Because you can see right now, it's currently only using 15 watts of power. When it was cranked up to 10,000 meters, look at how much power that was sucking out. All that uranium, it was just burning away. Okay, so I'm not really sure. Let's turn it down to 68. Does 68 meters work? I actually have no idea what's causing this to happen. That's why I'm experimenting with this. And hopefully you guys are able to weigh in and leave some comments or suggestions on why you think this is happening. Or if you actually have the answer for me, please let me know, because that would be incredibly helpful here. This is super, super annoying. Okay, so it works at about 40 meters. I don't understand what is possibly causing that to happen. That's just the weirdest thing. I do want it to work further away than just 40 meters, but I don't want it to work much further away. I think I tried 62 meters before. Yep, okay, so 62 doesn't work. So 40 meters works, 62 meters doesn't. And we've just slingshotted ourselves way past where we needed to go. Okay, let's go ahead and try this one more time. "52 meters. What will happen at 52 meters? Well, it'll go out of range at 52 meters. I don't understand why at 52 meters it will work, but it won't work at 62 meters. There's nothing else even here. Okay, it just must be alpha game is alpha. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it. I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. We'll revisit those things again in the future, maybe if beacons get patched, because I honestly think that that must be some kind of glitch. It doesn't really make sense. It really doesn't make sense, especially considering, you know, there's a penalty for setting it to go 10,000 meters versus 68 meters, but if it's going to show up the same distance, then who would want to pay all of that extra uranium to have it sit there and do that? Doesn't make any sense. Clearly something is not set up properly in the game. Okay, let's see if this works. 57 meters. 57 meters works. Okay, well, let's go ahead and set up these other ones too. Oh, we're also going to be setting up our drones to do the same thing. Just relay their antenna information just as far as we need it to go. Hopefully it'll work. Hopefully it won't do the same thing that's happening with these beacons. So we'll just go over here to asteroid number 5 and we'll get this set up. It's really just because, you know, there's just too much information on our HUD. When I'm trying to build stuff, it like gets in the way. I can't see the hotbar or the hotkeys like you can see down there at the bottom right now. You have like magnesium, uranium, platinum, and gold covering the hotkeys. I don't even know what button to press or what that item really is unless I look super hard at it. And it's just super, you know, bothersome, and I'm sure it's annoying a bunch of you out there as well. Even if you have not said so in a comment or whatever, I'm sure it's bugging the hell out of you, because it would probably bug me too. So that's one of the reasons why we're fixing this. Let's go ahead and see if this works at... Yeah, okay, it works. I don't know. I don't know. As soon as... I bet you, though, if I were to bump that up to like 65, it just wouldn't work anymore. Or it would continue to work, but the problem is it would continue to display for much further away than... Let's try 65. Let's see if it works. Okay, now that's very, very strange. The other one refused to work. Now this one actually works. You know, I just don't understand. We're just gonna leave it the way it is. I don't want to involve too much more time into this. This is already taking much longer than I thought it would. So let's just go ahead and set it like that and just be done with it for now. And I might revisit this issue off camera later on and see if there's something I can't do to improve it. Alright, let's just set this one to like 59. Let's see how it works. And that one works as well. Okay. Well then, I think this asteroid here might be... No, that we've done that one too. We've done that one, we've done that one, we've done that one, and we've done that one there. So yeah, okay. Let's just go over here and do this one as well. And that'll be a lot better. I'm probably also gonna try to do some other stuff to clean up the HUD a little bit more as well. We'll have to see how this goes. Asteroid number 3, we're gonna go ahead and reduce your distance. I want to experiment with this one. I want to try 127, just for random experimentation here. Now this one definitely continues to display itself. Okay. I wonder really how far I would have to go before it would stop. You know what? Let's experiment with that as well. Let's just actually go as far away as we can and see what happens. Okay, I'm turning inertial dampeners back on. We're gonna go ahead and fly back because this is ridiculous. Completely ridiculous. If you guys have come across this glitch in your own games, I'd like to hear about it. Let me know in the comment section below, because that's just so weird. Moving on from there, we have to go ahead and just go back and set that one to like, you know, around 50 meters, and then there's one asteroid we have to do. And I think we'll move on from there after that. Alright, let's go ahead and start slowing down in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Let's go ahead and turn that down. Back to about 60, around 50, 60 is where it seems to stop functioning properly. Alright, and let's go out all the way to asteroid number 1 and do the same thing out there. Ah, and this one's purple for some reason. I guess I must have put a purple one there and just didn't realize it. Okay then. I love purple, so no problems there. Let's go ahead and turn this down to about 54 is where we seem to be turning these things down. And no, this one doesn't function properly. I wonder if it has something to do with how close the beacon is to the drone. Now that's something I hadn't considered. The drone is within 30 some meters, like 35 meters. That could be what's causing this to happen, and if so, that's actually very, very interesting. Because it's not something I would have thought of happening. Let's turn it down to 24 and let's see what happens. Interesting. It could very well be the drone. It could very well be the drone. 42. I think it's the drone. Oh my goodness. It is totally the drone that's making this happen. All right then. Let's go ahead and just turn this down a little bit further. And I will have to revisit that issue and see if there's some way I can't fix that further. But I'm not going to do that on camera. I'll do that off camera. I'll save you guys the, you know, the pain of going through it. So we're going to have to fly back to our station and start getting our suit energy regenerized or replenished, or however you want to say it. And then we're going to need to continue working on our station. Okay, get some power. And you can see there's quite a bit we were doing. In the last episode, we were working on our docking bays for our small ships. That's what those 4 square little things are down there on the station. They're going to be landing bays that are going to have doors on them and be completely enclosed. So I think I need steel plate. That's definitely something I'm going to need if I'm going to be placing anything else. So let's just fill up on steel plate. Just completely grab as much of it as possible. Yeah, we're still pretty cluttered on our HUD. There's no question about it. Probably turning off these resources is probably going to be a good idea. That'll clean it up a little bit. And then possibly, I don't actually know if I want to remove the drones from the screen. Because if something starts to happen to one of them, it'll flash at me and things like that. So this is probably about as clean as we can get it. Hopefully it's a little bit better. I would like to remove those resources showing up though. So before we begin working on our station, let's go up to our command room and change some stuff on these drones. So we're gonna bring the elevator down to the bottom floor. And wait a minute, why is it going up? No, I need you to go down. Elevator, you're going the wrong way. I need you to go down, thank you. Okay. And let's just wait for our elevator. And we'll go all the way up to the top floor. And we'll readjust the antennas on our drones so that we're not getting all of the relay information on our HUD. Okay, and let's go up to the top floor. I really do like this elevator. It's kind of cool. It you know, in the end, it'll prevent people from being able to get from floor to floor if you know they were to invade our station. Like if the elevator was stopped on this floor, you know, nobody would be able to get to these upper floors because the elevator would be blocking their path, and it's not like they would have access to be able to call the elevator. So it's just something to think about. Okay, let's go ahead and have a little seat at our little drone piloting station here. And let's find relay drone 1 and change that. Relay drone 2 and change that. And relay drone 3 and change that. And we're just going to continue to do this. Nearly finished. And there we have it. So for purposes of our roleplay scenario, we didn't just do that. But for our own comfort, we have done that. Okay, that's a little bit better. I'm much happier with the state of things as they exist currently. Much, much, much better. Let's go back down to our bottom floor. and continue working on our station. It's a pretty decent view from the elevator. We haven't really finished any of these interiors yet, so it's still kind of a boring elevator ride, but it'll probably look much nicer once we actually start to fill these rooms up and actually make them look pretty good. Okay. Let's start placing blocks. That's pretty much what the rest of this episode is going to be, is just us constructing the walls of our hangar. So, sorry about that, I'm just clearing my throat a little bit. As I warned you earlier, might happen from time to time in my episodes. I live in Florida, and it's not a place I've really ever lived for a long time before, and I just don't do very well with the humidity. It definitely bothers my, oh, I don't know, what would you call that? My breathing, I guess? Just never feels very nice. Okay, now, there's a few things that I have to keep in mind when building this. And that's that we're going to have, you know, special heavy armor pads for where the craft are actually going to be landing. That way we're not burning holes in the floor with thrusters. We also have to decide whether our doors are going to be piston powered or rotor powered, because, well, it makes a big difference. And what else do we have to keep in mind? Well, we have to keep in mind that, you know, obviously we're making them large enough. Hopefully that's not going to be a problem. And I actually don't know if I want this area filled in or not. So maybe I should kind of stop building walls for a minute and just kind of figure that part out. Well, I guess it kind of makes sense to maybe have a wall separating these rooms. Maybe through the middle there we can have some conveyors. So I guess it does make sense. We'll just continue doing what we're doing. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff to think about when we're building this. And we also need to know how tall that is. I think that's more than 4. Let's find out. If we were to send this block out, how far would it go? Okay. I think we can go up 1 more. Or maybe even 2 more. No, I think we'll just go up 1 more. I think that's probably the proper height. If we need to go up higher than that later on, not a problem. We can just add another layer. It's much easier to add things in than it is to remove them sometimes. Okay, and I think we do need to go up 1 higher here. Not a problem. Oh, I'm just losing my voice today. That's just not a fun feeling. I can definitely, like, tell that I'm sounding very raspy and hoarse, and I really apologize if that's abrasive to your ears at all, but hopefully it's not too bad, you know? Hopefully it's just a little thing that only I'm able to tell is going on. Okay, let's come over here and throw down another layer. And I actually don't know if I want that one to be there in the middle or not, so I'm just not going to really focus too much on that. We'll probably have to be changing that in the future, and I guess I just placed a block incorrectly. As always, you know, it's always going to happen. Every single time. And we are nearly finished with with this. And I think they also, in the last patch, changed the distance that you can be away from where you're trying to place blocks. It helps out so much. Look at that. I can actually be like a decent distance away from those things while I'm trying to place them. That is incredibly, incredibly helpful. Okay, so now you can probably start to see this taking shape. You know, at least a little bit. Let's go over here and put in the wall. So right now in my mind, for doors, I am thinking piston powered would be nice. Mostly simply, that doesn't, why would I start a sentence out like that? Mostly simply, well, no. I want to go with pistons simply because they're so much easier to work with than rotors. As you guys probably noticed in the episode where I was installing the solar panels on the roof, I got very, very frustrated with the rotors. And in fact, I'm still frustrated with the rotors. Sorry, just had to do a little clearing of the old throat there. But yes, I'm not happy with the way rotors work. They're a little bit finicky, you know, it's just not, I just don't have the time. I just don't have the time that it takes to really learn all their, and you know, eccentricities and figure out all their little quirks. I just don't have that available. All right, we're getting there. We're just gonna keep adding our walls to this place. Okay, sometimes, you know, even though they've extended the range on these, on putting these blocks in, it feels like it's still not perfect. Like maybe it should let you go just a little bit further, just a little bit. But then I don't know, maybe then it might kind of be too much. You know, it's so hard to know. But I am so happy that the developers are actually, you know, trying to get that right. They're definitely trying to get it right. And that's really all you can ask for. You know, I mean, I certainly don't expect them to get it right the first time around, especially with the game as involved as this one is. So, definitely kudos to Keen House Software for actually, you know, listening to their users and taking feedback and criticism without getting all like, you know, butthurt about it, like, oh well, this is our game, we're gonna make it the way we want to, you know. It's like, you know, that's what AAA titles do, you know. Like, when's the last time the people who make Assassin's Creed really listen to what the players want to do in Assassin's Creed? Probably never, right? It's just not something they do. But with a game like this, you can go into those forums, you can leave a suggestion to the developers, and I guarantee you they're listening to it. They are definitely listening to it. Otherwise, things like this would just never get changed. And like that glitch I was having a couple of days ago when trying to record this episode, you know, it only took them like 2 days to be able to fix it. That's incredible. That's absolutely awesome. And there was also a glitch happening where the large thrusters were destroying themselves on our grinder ship. They have gone ahead and fixed that issue as well. So like I said, I can only say good things about the developers. They totally listen to the players, and there's a lot to be said about that. So, we've gotten a little bit done here. We cleaned up the HUD and we installed some walls here for our landing hangar bays. I think that's going to go ahead and do it for this episode, guys. If you liked the video, do me a huge favor and hit the like button. It helps me out so much. Subscribe to the channel and feel free to leave any comments or suggestions in the comment section below. That's what it's there for. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in the next video.